Hello everyone, in this video we will be discussing and throwing some light on National Education Policy 2020 which was recently approved by Union Cabinet. I welcome you all to Wifi Study Karo, where I do daily editorials and also some of the technical glitches, interesting facts and job updates. I am Prashanth, let's get started. There are some questions to be discussed regarding the education policy, regarding a draft education policy 2020 when it is proposed, and also what are the major challenges. The Union Cabinet approved a national education policy on July 29th after a 34-year gap. The Nation Education Policy 2020 is meant to provide an overarching vision and a comprehensive framework for both school and higher education across the country. The new National Education Policy, that is NEP, approved by the Cabinet, has not been presented in Parliament. It is first to be formulated by the government and the first in the 21st century. It is the only policy, not a law, and implementation of its proposals depends on further regulations of both states and centre, as education is a concurrent subject. So what are some of the key proposals? The Nation Education Policy proposes to change the school curricular structure from current 10+2, that is class 1 to 10 of general education, followed by 2 years of higher education school with specialized subjects with a 5+3+3+4 structure. It means that bringing the children from ages of 3 to 5 years within the formal education system for the first time and ensuring a curricular continuity in the last 4 years. A mission for the foundational literacy and numeracy, free breakfast being added to the free lunch in the government schools, and also vocational education along with the internships from class 6, and proposed redesign of a board examination are some of the major initiatives for the school education. So for the higher education, a new umbrella regulator has been proposed with a separate verticals of regulation, standard setting, accreditation and funding. It will also observe arts and science, technical and teacher education into its fold, replacing several existing regulatory bodies, and also ensure a level playing field for both public and private players. The top foreign universities will be allowed to set up the campuses in India. For the students, the biggest change may be for the introduction of 4-year undergraduate degree with the options of entry and exit at various stages, the credits transfer system, and an abolition of MPhil program. So this implementation will be done in phases based on the time, region, type of the institution, with the Institute of Eminence and central universities taking the lead according to the higher education. So again, another question is, what is the timeline for the implementation? The policy is meant to transform the education system by 2040, that is 2040. Again, some of the proposals will be implemented immediately, starting with the change in the name of the Ministry of Human Resource Development into Ministry of Education. So there are around 100 action points from this policy. Implementation will be done in phases based on the time, region and type of institutions with taking a lead. For instance, 4-year undergraduate degrees with multiple entry-exit options will be introduced in the 20 IOES from 2020 to 2021 academic year, while others will continue with the existing 3-year degree courses. The existing MPhil students can continue until they complete their degree, although new admissions for the program will not be accepted. The National Testing Agency will introduce a pilot version of the Common Entrance Test by December 2020, which will be used for the admission to all IOES and central universities in 2021. So some of the Indian institutes of technology are working on developing the technical structure of academic credit bank, which will also be established by December and become applicable to all the new students joining central universities for the next year. So the National Foundational Literacy and Numeracy Mission, which is to be implemented by 2025, will be launched by the end of this year. So then NCRT, that is National Council of Education Research and Training, will introduce a curricular framework for the new school structure, including early child childhood care by the next academic year. So also there are also some of the difficulties which lie regarding this. Some of the proposals require legal changes in fact. The draft Higher Education Commission of India bill has been languishing the ministry for over the years but is likely to be published for a feedback by September. The proposal for Board of Governors for the university may also require amendments of the central and state university to acts. A cabinet has already been moved to set up a national research foundation as a trust under the government, but in order to make it fully autonomous body, an act may be required. So others requiring funding, a free breakfast can only be considered in the next academic year if a budget allocation is made to cover it. Again, the process of converting affiliated colleges into a degree granting autonomous institutions and then further into fully fledged universities is estimated to take at least 15 years from now. So as the center will have to provide financial assistance for this purpose, the ministry feels that there is an increase in the government funding of education to 6% of GDP will be sufficient to cover all the financial implications of the national education policy. However, such an increase in funding has been proposed but not achieved for the last half centuries, so point out some of the experts. The proposal to make the mother tongue the medium of instruction till class 5th, which had already stirred up the fiercest debates, is dependent on state governments according to the education minister, and also would not even confirm that the policy will be implemented by the centrally run schools. So this implementation will be done in phases based on the time, region and type of institutions, with the Institute of Eminence and Central Universities taking the lead according to the Higher Education Secretary Amit Khare. So this is regarding the national education policy and also some of the draft policies and also major challenges. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.